Wednesday, August 9th. Welcome to CT Pulse on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Chaplinsky, and a little later in today's show, we'll be talking about municipal aid out of Hartford, a special dedication to a state representative, and of course, later on, we'll have some drawing conclusions with Doug Smith. But first up, Bridgeport Mayor Joe Ganim on Monday announced that the ballpark at Harbor Yard, home to the Bluefish for their 20-year history, would be transformed into a concert venue. Now, Ganim announced that the developer chosen for that project is Harbor Yard Amphitheater LLC, which is a partnership between concert promoter Live Nation and Howard Safan, who's the owner of the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton. And on the line today, we have Howard Safan joining us. Howard, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, obviously, Howard, some people sad to see the ballpark and the Bluefish go, but when did you start seeing a concert venue there as something that could be kind of a viable option for that area?
Great question. About 2 years ago, I had lunch with Jim Koplik, who's the head of Live Nation in Connecticut, and we were talking about the music industry, and Jimmy was saying that festivals and boutique amphitheaters were the future. And in fact, he said that he was approached by several communities about bringing a boutique amphitheater to their area. And I said, well, why not Bridgeport? And he said, I'd love Bridgeport, but where? And that's when the wheel started spinning. So it's been in motion for a while. We've done business analysis on it, spreadsheets, and we are incredibly excited to bring concerts to Bridgeport.
Now, Howard, this is a bit of a private-public partnership. Your group will be making a $15 million investment in it, but it's still going to belong to the city of Bridgeport. So can you kind of explain to us kind of what that partnership is?
Yeah, the city of Bridgeport owns the property, owns the building, the stadium. We're going to be renovating it. Bridgeport will help us a little bit. But at the end of the day, we make a rent payment that's called a payment in lieu of taxes. So that facilitates the public-private partnership.
When do you expect to get kind of work underway on this?
Well, the drawings will start immediately. There's a lot of architectural and engineering issues. The venue is going to be unique in that it will have a tensile roof, which will be iconic. And if you've ever been to the Denver airport, that's a roof that looks circus-like, and the roof will cover the entire area. So in typical amphitheaters, you go and the VIP area may be a little bit tented, and the stage, but everything else is open in the grass. This will be fully covered, and that'll make it very, very different and unique from other venues in the region, if not the country.
Now, you do have the Webster Bank Arena right next door. Is there going to be some synergy there, or is it going to be more of a competitive feeling? Or, I mean, I know that this amphitheater is only going to be open during kind of the warm weather months, right?
Well, yes. So there'll be tons of synergies. First of all, I was formerly the president of Webster Bank Arena. I'm the one who created the Renaissance. So all those employees are my former employees, and we only want to help them. Bringing concerts to Bridgeport is the most important thing, and the ability to bring 25 concerts to Bridgeport, basically from Memorial Day to Labor Day, is amazing. And we're hoping that artists will sit there and understand, how great Bridgeport is, how nice the people are, and want to come back to the arena. So we think we'll have a very, very positive effect being an entertainment draw for the arena.
Now, when do you have the work getting completed and underway, and maybe the first concert? Do you have a date that you hope to have that kind of kickoff?
Yeah, we will be open in spring of 19. So roughly May of 19 is when we're projecting for the first concert.
Now, when you talk about kind of a boutique venue, what kind of acts are you thinking of attracting? Is it going to be similar to, what most of us still call the Meadows in Hartford, or is it going to be a little different from that as far as bands?
No, the Meadows in Hartford is completely different. That seats roughly 25,000 seats. This will seat somewhere between 6,500 and 8,000. So if you think there's a beautiful amphitheater up in Boston, that's along the water. There's an amphitheater in Coney Island. Those are more akin to the way that this will be.
And I know there's been some talk about future events and festivals there in addition to concerts. What kind of events do you have in mind?
So you would have the beer fest. You may have a flower show. We would love to have the Bridgeport Symphony there. We would look at having home improvement expos, things of that nature. Maybe car shows. So it would be entertainment for the community that people could enjoy.
And now you own the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, ice rinks, a lot of family activities there, mini golf, but you do have some background in the music business, right?
Sure. So, for a decade, I was president of the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, and during part of that time, I was also serving to run the business of the New York Islanders and overseeing the Nassau College. Overseeing was an education. We did that for several years, and then taking over and being president of the arena, it certainly assisted me and facilitated being able to aggressively go after this amphitheater.
And now, since this news has kind of come out earlier this week, what's some of the reaction you've been getting from people you've spoken to?
It's my phone is lit up like a Roman candle. It's nobody calls anymore. Everybody texts. But people are just so psyched and pumped that we're going to have economic activity in Bridgeport. It's and let alone concerts. I mean, concerts are when you run an arena, concerts are everything. And to think about during the summer over 3-month period to have 25 concerts, it just doesn't get better than that. We're really, really excited.
Now, for you personally, any dream act or band that you want to see there someday?
You're the second one who's asked me that. My bucket list, I had Elton John at the arena, so he's wonderful, and his agent is a wonderful man. But Stevie Wonder is on my bucket list. But don't go by me. My kids think I'm old and I don't know anything. So Stevie Wonder's my bucket list, or Dave Matthews, John Mayer, things of that nature. So we look forward to it. And there's nobody better in this industry than Jimmy Koplik, and he'll be booking the amphitheater, and he's an incredible judge of talent and legendary, and we look forward to the acts that he brings to the amphitheater.
All right. Well, Howard Safan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today, and congratulations on the new endeavor.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, we are going to
Bye-bye.
step out for a break, and when we come back, we have a lot more to talk about, including a recent dedication to a former state representative. That coming up on CT Pulse after this.
School's out, the weather is hot, and the fish are biting. Whether you're heading to the beach or out on a boat, stop in at the dock shop before you go to fill your beach bag or tackle box with everything you'll need for fun in the sun. A new beach cover-up, some sunscreen, or just some bait, the dock shop has you covered from either location. 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. And yes, you heard that right. Bait is now available in Darien and Westport. The dock shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Dockshop.com.
I can't believe it.
Well, Dad, you did it. You sold 160 cars. Ready to go back upstairs now?
I think it's time. I wonder how the boys are making out in their new office. Not what I had in mind, Kyle. What, Dad?
Maybe we should retire. Right now, lease a 2017 Rogue S for only $139 a month. Isn't it time you got Millerized?
If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. Offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Baystar and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866. If you
Want a new experience in car buying? Skep Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, skepchryslerjeep.com or skepdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now at the summer clearance event. Going on now through July 31st.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to this CT Pulse on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Chaplinsky, and joining me in studio now is our editorial director, John Kovach. John, you attended a very special dedication last week to State Representative Terry Backer on what would have been his birthday.
Would have been his birthday, Thursday, August 3rd. It was at Brewers Marina in Stratford. Wonderful ceremony, wonderful talk by the owner of Brewers, and then a presentation by Kurt Johnson. He's the executive director of the Connecticut Fund for the Environment, Save the Sound. And earlier this year, they announced that they were merging with Soundkeeper, which is the organization that was founded by Terry Backer, really before he was a state rep, at the urging of fishermen and lobstermen who 30 years ago realized that the Long Island Sound was dying. And to be honest with you, as somebody who went to college in this area, 30 years ago, when I got out of the University of Bridgeport, the prevailing wisdom was that the Long Island Sound would be dead by now. And it is now a much better, I almost said thriving, I want to stop myself, but it is a much healthier resource. And with the merger of Soundkeeper and Connecticut Fund for the Environment, Save the Sound, they have revived now the Soundkeeper program. So a boat has been donated that will be used by Soundkeeper to patrol, looking for pollution, looking for things that need attention out on the Sound. And Bill Lucy, he is a Wilton native who's worked around the world on fisheries management, on environmental legislation, etc. He's come back home, and he will be the first Soundkeeper other than Terry Backer to oversee the Long Island Sound.
And I know you were there. We have a short clip of that event, so let's check it out.
We're here today to both christen and repurpose the Soundkeeper new vessel, or used vessel, the Terry Backer, and it's the official debut for Bill Lucy. And Bill could not be here a moment too soon. Just 2 days ago, Save the Sound released a press release talking about how the beaches in West Haven, in Bridgeport, and in Fairfield had deteriorated very significantly last summer. He'll be working with those towns. He'll be, I'm sure, in touch with some of the state representatives. He'll be getting down to the question of what's causing it and how do we fix it. And that is the motto of the Waterkeeper Alliance. But perhaps most importantly, he's going to be building on the movement that Terry Backer began here in the Sound, that the Waterkeeper Alliance is all about, which is to build a movement of fisher people, of shell fishermen, of regular people who love to go to the beach, of citizens all over the state.
Now, that was just a short clip. John, I know you're going to have a lot more on Yankee fishermen tomorrow at 1 o'clock on that event.
We will. And it was a great event.
And one of the things that was brought up during that event was a story we just had on Coffee Break yesterday, which is a lot of beaches, the water on the beaches in Milford and West Haven, I believe, got really poor ratings last year compared to the previous year. I mean, they went significantly down as far as water quality.
Specifically, I believe it was West Haven, Bridgeport, and Fairfield. But
right. Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
You can't tell me that it skipped a town
no,
and their
yeah.
water doesn't know town lines.
No, but you're right. You have it right.
Water doesn't know town lines. But that is what Bill Lucy will be out there patrolling, is looking for why is that happening. As Kurt Johnson says in the longer clip, he will be the one going to bang on those health department doors and find out what's happening, why is it happening, and what can Soundkeeper do to address that.
All right. Well, so a lot more coming up on that on Yankee Fisherman tomorrow at 1 o'clock. John, before we let you go, just another thing I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of stories on in our newspapers, and that's this letter that went out to municipalities. DarienTimes.com has a story on it now, and a lot of our other papers are working on it, but basically asking for a lot of financial information from these towns, and it's all in regards to municipal aid. And this has been a big topic the last few months. If the towns will be receiving their normal municipal aid, how much will be cut? It's been a big concern, and the state still has no budget, so there's still this big question mark. And I know that the Darien Times was speaking to their first selectman about it, and I think there's going to be a lot more stories like that coming up.
Oh, I think so.
I think so. That from our editorial director.
I find it akin to the state watching the towns go to the ATM and then seeing how much they count as they walk away from it. That's how I see this move.
Yeah, so we'll be talking more about that on CT Pulse, I'm sure, and you can get more details and read that letter from Governor Daniel Malloy at DarienTimes.com. Well, John, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, going to step out for a break, come back with Doug Smith for some drawing conclusions after this.
Things are heating up this summer. See some of the world's best tennis players at the Connecticut Open presented by United Technologies. Enjoy food trucks, entertainment, and special events throughout the week, August 18th through the 26th. Get tickets at ConnecticutOpen.org.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside.
Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The InSports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Celebrate summer with fresh, made-to-order picnic boxes from Walter Stewart's Market. We have delicious summery selections from buttermilk fried chicken to grilled lemon chicken kebab, grilled shrimp Caesar salad wraps, or lobster salad rolls. Our easy-to-carry picnic boxes come with your choice of a meal, as well as a dessert, beverage, and utensils. Order online for simple pickup options. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and online at stewartsmarket.com.
Want a new experience in car buying? No aggravation, no confrontation, just answers to all your questions. Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car buying the way you want it to be. With one of the largest selections of new 2- and 4-door Jeep Wranglers available, we are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Located in Fairfield, Connecticut, we're easy to get to. Just 2.5 miles off the Merritt Parkway, exit 44 via Route 58 South. Save thousands right now at the summer clearance event. Going on now through July 31st.
I'm Tracy Masella, a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital in New Canaan. Join me each month as we talk with experts on the front lines of the treatment of mental health and addiction. Straight Talk with Tracy, a Silver Hill Hospital production, airs at 12 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month here on the HAN network.
Welcome back to CT Pulse. We're in the Doug days of summer with Doug Smith of Drawing Conclusions, our editorial cartoonist. Doug, your little claws.
I know.
Looks like it hurts a little bit to do that. All right, well, let's get into your cartoons this week. Tell us about this one. I see some familiar characters.
Yep. That's running on Trumbull and Shelton papers, and it's basically they've already started sniping at each other, I guess. It's like, I mean, put down the current governor, but don't even start on someone who hasn't even entered the race yet. But
yeah. So
that's just my opinion.
And I like that Mark Loretti says, see, he said Mark. There you go. All right, up next, tell us about this next one we have.
Oh, it's just Stratford, a little public notice there. Beach sticker attendants are on patrol through Labor Day, so
Well,
He's
they're
beach,
actual beach
yeah,
stickers.
he's some sort of mutant.
I actually didn't get my beach sticker last year. I was very upset about that. All right. I love this one coming up because this is a Ridgefield one. There's been all this talk about a horse ordinance and how many horses you can have on the sides of the property.
Someone practically had a stable on a little postage stamp size yard or something. But
yeah, but we need to rethink it because it's a Pegasus and a unicorn. Do those count as horses? I don't know. We have to read the fine print in that ordinance. All right. Next one is a Darien cartoon. Tell us about this.
Oh, they're just their summer paving schedule.
Only you could find a way to make a cartoon
who has
out
ever
of a
thought about
summer
doing this?
paving schedule. Like, that seems like the most boring story there could be. While important to readers, they want to know if their street's going to get paved. Didn't think you'd be able to come up with a cartoon.
And it's important to get your last bit of toothpaste out.
Yeah, so good job you. Look at that. Doug Smith, creative. All right, up next. Little joke about pop-up parks?
Yeah, it's kind of like the beach sticker humor, another kind of mutation person there.
All right, I love it. And I love this next one. The Mark Twain Library Book Sale is returning. It's a big event every year.
Oh, it is.
Tell us about this.
Oh, we just got Samuel Clemens Ghost there reading some books. And I just wonder, you ever go to that? I mean, it's a massive book sale. And, you know, you always get those people with the scanners hogging all the books and everything.
Yes.
Thinking maybe the ghost can chase them off, scare them or something.
That would be nice. And who knew that Samuel Clemens would be a fan of John Grisham?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The town. Now, what town is this for? Trying different
Weston.
emergency warning systems.
Right. They had one of those microburst storms a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And it's literally basically a mini tornado struck out of nowhere, knocked some trees down. Some people were without power for days. And they're mad at the town for not doing a code red alert. I'm kind of thinking, though, I mean, by the time the storm came and went, they wouldn't even be able to get to the code red system. So.
Yeah, and Weston, you know, is bucolic enough where I could see a guy on a horse kind of running through the town.
And if you can't yell at Mother Nature, maybe you just yell at the town hall. You know, so.
All right, Doug. Well, as always, love your cartoons this week. We will see you next week, see what you have in store for us. But we're going to wrap things up here on CT Pulse. If you missed any of it, you can catch it on demand at han.network. And we'll see you next week. Don't miss Nutmeg Sports coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Have a great day.